Professional day trading levels for intraday trading. So starting with the 1 hour chart, which is what we like to use, you can use a 30-minute chart, 1 hour. It's probably the top for me on intraday trading. This is going to be a chart that I'm using to identify my bigger level, higher time frame, and using my levels before I go and use my granular time frame charts to make my entries. Okay, what am I doing? On my 1 hour chart, I'm gonna go through one by one videos on our blog, post things about what these all these levels, indicators, whatever you call them, are, and then we'll have further videos on them. I'm using levels such as prior day high low, floor trader pivots, which I don't use every day. I might just glance at them, so I turn them off because my levels are just so good for me. I'm using volume profile, and then I'm using weekly open high lows, which is a very, very key level. You learn weekly high open low close lows, levels. You will be having a better edge than most people. And then initial balance. I don't have initial balance and pivots in here today. It's just something add on that I'm kind of observe on the sidelines, so I don't really deploy them and show other people. Okay, not for now. In this case, I'm looking at several days. When I want to intraday trade, I want to see what the several days have done, kind of to start for my levels. I can see that there's support and resistance levels being respected at certain points. What are they and what do they mean? You'll start seeing it unfold when you're using more of looking at this every day. In this case, I'm going to be using micro ES. My plan is to teach everyone kind of on that. I trade off of it. Not even going to be doing ES anymore, the mini. I'm going to be doing 1/10 the size on the micro. And the cool thing about indicator systems these days is most of them is self-done for you. So you're not having to do a lot of support resistance on your own. One thing I do about within 30 minutes before the open is I come in here and I manually draw a support line of the Globex high and the Globex low. I'm using TradingView for a lot of demonstration purposes. It's easy to use. A lot of you guys have them out there. But I also trade off of NinjaTrader myself because it's a more of a professional platform. I get better, get tick data there. I get really good day trade rates and things like that. Plus, I'm working on some hybrid algorithmic ideas and systems that are in the works as usual as of this video. So I do use multi-platforms depending on what I'm doing. If I'm swing trading future spreads, I'm somewhere else. So in this system, I'm looking at these levels. These dotted lines is the weekly open. The weekly prior close is the purple lines. As you see here, I have a manually dotted line. That is the red dotted lines in the bottom. That is weekly support. And you could see that here, if I go back 2 whole weeks, you can see that this area has been supported big time by big money. Why I say big money? Because most of us retail traders cannot afford to hold areas like that as strong as them. So they can come in here and probably tip in about $100 billion and support this area. Okay, so I want to come in and I just want to prepare myself 30 minutes before the market open, maybe even 10 minutes. And I don't trade until, like right now, the market's open 15 minutes now, the US cash session. I don't trade for about 30 minutes after. I got to wait till about 9 Central, start seeing where the equilibrium and things are. Trying to be a professional waiter, not a professional trader. I want to be a professional waiter, and I want to wait for high probability trades, okay? I will then use, people have asked me, we'll do that slowly, okay? I will then use granular bar charts like range bars for my optimum entry, but I want to use my 1 hour to wait for these levels, okay? Right now we've opened, we've sold off a bit, for example, and we're kind of in the middle of things of this volume profile. It's nothing where nowhere I'd want to trade, okay? Doesn't matter if my granular chart had a sell signal here right before the open and it sold off. I'm not going to chase it because it could have done many other things and I'm just going to get chopped around and unmotivated. Okay, you're not going to just trade off signals. You got to wait for your levels. So looking at the weekly support open high low areas, you can see we've had some good movement and good price rejection and support um, off of those levels. And the next levels I want to look at is the open high low close. Those are again automatically printed for the prior day session. Settlement is in like a little blue behind this white line background. Sometimes they overlay each other because there's no gap at the Globex session. Therefore, there's no gap in price, and it just opens right where the price settled. Okay. The next things we're going to look at is that I'll manually draw when I come in is the Globex high and low, and I'll just have those because they could be also areas of of defending and things like that. And that's about it. I'm sitting there, I'm waiting. Other things that we'll use as well, and we're gonna go one by one through these. If I draw pivots, I don't put them on the charts all the time because it's a mathematical formulation of probably what I have anyway at an 80% offset. Okay, so if I'm doing my levels really well, you can clearly see when I push this pivot button here that my S1s, my R1s, and my pivot levels are very close at a 80%, maybe small tick difference to where my levels already are. So I'm not going to over level myself like over indicators, right? Anyway, so of course I have a simple moving average in there. That's it's actually exponential. I think it's a 34. So because I don't use it a lot, really, it depends. Not for my levels, okay? Once I see now that I see price bouncing off a certain area or whatever, and I want to take my trade, we're going to go through our granular charts. For ES, I use 8 range. It's very nice because it kind of keeps noise out of time bar candles out, and I can see the general direction confirming with me as I want to trade off of a certain level. Each bar, in this case 8 range, is 8 ticks. For ES, that's 2 points. So depending on different time frame of the day, for day trading, I like to be at 8 range. For NASDAQ, 22. And then I'll cut them in half during Globex if I'm going to trade Globex. Another thing that we'll be looking at and talking about at Viper is the market internals. Okay, we have advanced declines, the market ticks, um, the market breadth, and things like that. Now, these are things that, as of now, I'm still becoming an expert at myself. So there's no uh, big hurry on getting into this stuff here because I'm still learning about them. I may have lost one here. Anyway, market internals is a tool I'll use as a confirmation right before I get in a trade. Okay, so once I get my levels, I'm sitting there patiently waiting for a spot, uh, and then I'm gonna come into my entry charts. Okay, and then and that's how we do that. Okay, again, we're using micro ES here. It's an affordable futures product to keep your skin in the game, make some money, understand the markets, and then you can scale up, to 3 contract, 4 contract, whatever your money management desire fits. Again, that's not part of this video. I also want to talk about levels, how I'm setting up. Again, before the market opens, I'm in no hurry to get in the trades anymore. Okay, remember, rushing into trades unless you have some kind of a breakout opening strategy and that you already have experience. I'm in no rush to take a trade. Every time I've done that, it's costing me money. It's taken a long time to learn that 10% of your trading is the true knowledge and these levels and whatever your system is, and 90% is all about you. I've been fortunate enough to have some of the greatest mentors in my life, and as much as great as they are, they cannot change my wallet or my bank account. I could sit down right next to them and we can trade completely different. Why? Because it's then within me. Okay, you gotta once you understand something or you have somebody you're following that you like and you like the systems and it's working for you, then you got to start looking at yourself. That's a further different topic, but uh, again, it's 90% us, 10% this stuff. This is the levels I'm looking and I'm waiting for. As you see, markets come down at the open, came off of this Globex high, and it's made a new point of control here with the volume profile, which we'll get into in the future videos. And it's gotten close to bouncing off of this settlement price of yesterday, which is also the Globex session open. Now, do I want to just go ahead just because I see a little bit of a wick over there and willy-nilly start going long? No. I got to look at my different confirmations. I don't see on my range bars yet that we're changing direction, and I'm not. It might just be a pullback and then more selling. So I don't want to just jump on in and start going long. I need to wait. Okay, remember, if you wait and your setup involves a 2-to-1 risk reward, 3-to-1 risk reward, and you know exactly how much you can risk per trade, and you wait, it's less stress. You do less trades a day, and you get to your target quicker. Then you can wrap it up, shut it down, and live your life. You shouldn't be living addictively behind these screens. I did it for a long time, and then at that point, you question: Are you really professionally trading, or is this an addiction? So, um, again, just waiting, see if you went long here. Who knows what happens, right? I'm not going to trade anything that's in the middle of something. I want to wait for these levels, and it will and can come. And if it didn't come for the day, then I don't care. I did my part. I came. I was committed. I clocked in. And I didn't find anything. What did I do that was worthwhile? I saved myself money. okay, from losing. And that's important, okay, because you could have a day or two in the week that's going to pay your whole damn week. And you don't need to be sitting here trading just willy nilly just to be trading, just because you came to the table and you want to push buttons, because it's that easy to do. And so I'm going to add that little psychological motivation in here for you guys. Yeah, I'm telling you from experience, from failing, don't just come in here just trying to trade because you came to the table and you were ready to make money. Nobody cares except yourself. And so it's better to wait. Wait for the spots. If you don't have the time to wait, then don't day trade. And then if you have the time, then wait. Okay? Because it's going to cost you a headache to try to make up that loss all day. You're going to fight yourself. So just wait for your high probability setups. You know, again, if the day looks a little crappy like this to you and you don't feel anything in it, then just don't do nothing. With this trade here on this day on February 16th, you would have waited till like, almost noon to get a good bounce off of this. And it was not a clean bounce off of the weekly low or the prior week close, but you still would have made good money. And price went back up to the session open. Let's measure that. I'm not going to turn this video into a motivational deal, but 8 points. Once 8 points, it's $5 on the micros, it's $40, but that's $400 on the minis. Okay, so you got to be patient. 60% of the time, and I learned this from John Carter in a book. 60% of the time as a day trader, you're a waiter. Okay, the other times you're trading. You don't have to be in an active trade. Okay, you can set audible alerts on some of these platforms when price hits these levels. You can try to front run the alerts so you get a little bit of a heads up when price gets there, so you can sit down and look at it if you don't want to sit in one place. Okay, and then if you have no trade that day, you have no trade. Who cares? You came to work, you didn't get paid. There's a lot of jobs that don't get paid daily. Sales jobs, you go to work, you sit there all day. Car salesmen, house people, sellers, you don't get paid all day. Okay, you don't get paid every day, but you get when you get paid good, and that's the job of a trader. Again, I want to look at my Globex high lows for my levels, my weekly open high low close, my daily open high low settlement prices, and that's a good start with a 1 hour time frame for everybody. Sit there and wait for the spots. Have yourself a granular chart, granular time frame to trade off of. Let me turn off this volume real quick here. I'll use a couple moving averages in a super trend and range bars to get my general direction. Okay? See, if you chased here short and you didn't really have a goal or where to get out, you're done already. Now we're waiting for maybe potential long. We don't know. There's nothing for me to trade right now. So I'm sitting and waiting. I said, well, I'll just make a video. Okay? Final thing that I'm trying to perfect too, like I said, is market internals. The market depth, the ticks, the which I may have accidentally deleted something here because this is still fairly new to me, and I'm reading John Carter's books on it. Looks like I may have deleted something. One of these indicators got deleted, but looking at advanced decline, the trend, the tick, and stuff like that is something that's very vital for intraday traders during the New York cash session price, uh, New York Stock Exchange session. These market internals will only operate during those trading hours. You cannot use them during Globex. But when used wisely, it could be a confirmation tool for you right before you get into your long short positions on where the general market is ticking, whether more people are selling stocks versus buying, etc. Okay, could help you sometime if you're good at it. Identify range days pretty clearly as well. Okay, so again, these are the things that we'll go through. This is how I'm setting up my levels on the ES or any market you can do before I come into intraday trade, before I go into my entry charts, and then I start managing from there post execution money management. 3 parts of trading: signal, number 1; number 2, execute; number 3, money management. Those are 3 key things in a trading. A lot of people perfect entry. They don't perfect, or they may perfect signals. They're going and building signals, and there's no good execution, or there's no good money management. 3 parts of trading: signal, execution, money management. All right. So those 3 are 3 things. Once you're in the trade, you gotta have that down too. All right. Where am I getting out? Where am I gonna get out if things just don't work out for me? Some people use a stopwatch. I get in. If it's too slow, 20 minutes goes by, blah, blah, blah. Where I'm just going to market order out of it. Again, not the point of this video. Point of this video is levels. As you can see, global best section, we had a nice run, and now US cast session is really slow. Another thing you want to do, guys, may I add, before the market opens. Oops, doing this on the fly. Forexfactory.com. It's free. Get it. Set up your date, your time zone filters. Set up just mainly your country and your highly impact news. Apply that. And we see here that at 8:45, we have some manufacturing PMI news that came out, or is coming out. Yeah, it just came out. Okay, other than that, we have no other news. You can project and set up your next days. Like, let's see what's going on like Monday. Nothing. Tuesday, Fed Chair Powell, whatever, testifies at 9 in the morning, and consumer confidence at 9 a.m. Expect this to be sitting on the sidelines until then, which is good because it's about 30 minutes after the market opens. So be prepared for that too, on top of your levels. So there's not some catastrophic move and you're wondering what happened, or, oh, this is manipulation, or blah, blah, blah. No. Be prepared. Okay. More on that in different sessions and blogs, guys. Everybody have a good weekend. This is how we're going to go through levels. If you like it, subscribe and follow. Come to our website at vibrafutures.com and also subscribe there. We're growing. We're not wanting to charge anybody. We're just making recommendations on how to trade and what kind of platforms and partners that we use that we've personally worked with ourselves, that we trust in our traders tool chest. And then we'll be adding more stuff and content in the blogs. Just subscribe, hit us a message. Again, we're not charging anybody anything. We're just building a like-minded community. Now, if this stuff doesn't work for you, fit for you, that's fine too. You don't have to subscribe. Don't have to thumb up. You can thumb down and just move on. Okay, we're just asking people that are interested in this, that this looks interesting to them, that they can utilize this in their day trading, to stick around. Watch for more of this stuff. The more you do this, you will be 90% ahead of most people. Trust me. Again, I've learned from the best out there, and there ain't gonna be any more extra magic behind trading. Everything, like I said, from there is on you. So get these down, guys. Rewatch again if you need to clarify. Ask me questions, because I'm still always working on obviously perfecting my mic appearances and my studio work, shall I say? I'm not a professional actor. Okay, so anything we can do to help, send us a message. Let us know. All right, everybody, take care.